Hey there, Art from Wilderness Skills here. Today what I'm going to show you in this video is how to set up a pretty simple and easy shelter that you can carry with you while you're out hiking. Now what we need for this shelter, we're going to need 6 tent stakes. Now I have those straight metal ones, but you can carry whatever you like better. We're going to need 4 pieces of cordage. Now I like to use paracord. They need to be about 6 feet long, and what I did was I tied a loop in the end. Now you can use whatever knot you want to put the loop in, and if you need some ideas, I have some knot tying videos on my YouTube channel. You look for the Siberian or Evink hitch, or the Bolin works for this, or you can just tie an overhand loop into this. So we need 4 of those. So now for this video, I have a 4x6 tarp. You can really use any size that you like for this. I wouldn't go any smaller than a 4x6 for an adult. 6x8 and a 10x10 work really well for this. It's just really going to come down to how much room you have in your pack, because it's not going to add a lot of weight, but it's going to be kind of bulky the bigger tarp that you get. And what we're going to use special in this shelter are 2 hiking poles. I see a lot of people carrying these now with them, and they would make a great addition to our shelter, especially if we're out, like this. Maybe we're out in a big open field, or just not a lot of trees around, or maybe the trees aren't really where you want to pick for your campsite. I mean, like right here, this isn't actually a good spot for a campsite. It's going to work great for this demo, but it's very rocky out here. But we're going to use these 2 as our poles, or as our supports for our shelter. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to undo our tarp. Now I always, especially if it's in the wintertime and I have a fire out front, you always want to use the longest side of your shelter to be open in the front. That way you can lay lengthways in it and face the fire. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of our hiking posts. We're going to slide a grommet from the edge of the tarp over top of that. Now I'm going to take 2 of my pieces of cordage, and I'm going to slide those loops right over top the end of my hiking pole over on top of the tarp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stake these out. So I'm going to put my stakes down on the ground. Now first here, I'm not going to worry too much about getting this tight or keeping it up. I just need to get these guidelines tied out first. The knot I'm going to use for these is a quick release taut line. I really like it. Number one, it's quick release, just like the name says, but it also works very well for tensioning. So on your tent stakes, it's going to work great to be able to tighten this up and down. So check out the video. I will put the links to all these knot videos. I'll put them in the description so that you can find them on my channel. Now, I said don't worry too much about, keeping it tensioned right now. But I will tell you to make sure that you get out, practice this in the backyard before you try to take it out and set it up out in the woods, or especially not if you actually are going to need it to sleep in or whatever. You don't want to be out there trying to set this up for the first time when you actually need it. So set it up in the backyard. Make sure you have, if you take it out and do it, make sure you have something else with you. Okay. So really what we're doing here, we're actually creating a tripod between our hiking pole and our 2 guidelines. So I'm going to take the other pole and I'm going to go on the other side. Like I said, I have this lengthways out through here, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Got my hiking pole. Going to put my 2 loops over here. I'm not going to worry too much whether this is going to stay up or not right now. Okay, now that I've got both sides out, I've got the guidelines out, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to tighten it up a little bit. I want to make sure my tarp is nice and tight across the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and hook the back up. So I've got both sides out there pretty good. I'm going to pull this through. I'm going to take the other 2 stakes and I'm going to go into the corners that are opposite of the poles there. Here you go. You got a nice little shelter. Like I said, practice this a few times in the backyard and you'll get it set up just like that. And you're already using your hiking poles while you're out hiking. So really you're just carrying a tarp, a couple pieces of string, and a couple of tent stakes with you. Okay, so check out the description for the knot videos and have a great day.